The most common thing people say after visiting Taiwan is a question: why does nobody talk about this place? It's one of the safest, friendliest, easiest countries to travel in all of Asia. The food is extraordinary. The transport works flawlessly. The people are so warm that visitors regularly describe being walked 10 minutes out of someone's way to a destination they only ask directions to. And almost nobody puts it on a list. Taiwan sits permanently in the shadow of Japan next door, quietly being one of the best travel destinations in the region, while the entire conversation happens about its neighbor. But that invisibility isn't really the mistake. The mistake is what happens when people finally do go, because they almost always arrive carrying the wrong country in their heads. They come expecting Japan. A cheaper Japan, a smaller Japan, a Japan-adjacent experience. And Taiwan, to the genuine confusion of people who arrive without expectation, is close to the temperamental opposite of Japan. Getting that wrong shapes the entire trip. So before anything else, this is the mistake to unlearn. Taiwan is not a budget version of its neighbor. It's a fundamentally different place, and the sooner you stop comparing, the sooner it opens up. Start with the thing that confuses Japan Prime visitors most because it colors everything. Taiwan is not formal. Japan runs on a particular kind of quiet precision, restraint, ritual, and aesthetic perfectionism that asks visitors to lower their voices and observe the codes. People who love Japan often love it specifically for that. And they arrive in Taiwan and apply the same reverence, the same carefulness, the same expectation of hushed order, and find themselves in a country that is loud, warm, chaotic, and entirely uninterested in being revered. Taiwan is closer in spirit to southern Italy than to Japan. It's a place of night markets where vendors shout over each other, of plastic stools on sidewalks, of food eaten with your hands while standing up, of strangers striking up conversations and insisting you try things. The aesthetic isn't minimalist perfection. It's exuberant, slightly messy, gloriously unpretentious abundance. The visitor, who spends the trip trying to be appropriately restrained and reverent, is misreading the room entirely. Taiwan doesn't want your reverence. It wants you to relax, eat too much, talk too loud, and let it take care of you. The warmth that everyone remembers afterward only reaches people who stop performing carefulness long enough to receive it. This temperamental difference shows up most clearly in the single most important thing to understand about Taiwan. The food culture is built from the bottom up, not the top down. In a lot of food destinations, the peak of the cuisine is the high end, the tasting menus, the celebrated chefs, the restaurants you book months ahead. Taiwan inverts this completely. The soul of Taiwanese food is the night market and the hole in the wall, and the best meal you eat in Taiwan will almost certainly cost a few dollars and be served on a paper plate or in a plastic bag. This is not the budget option. This is the actual cuisine, operating at its highest level, in its native format. The tourist who arrives looking for the good restaurants in the conventional sense is looking in the wrong direction. The beef noodle soup that defines Taipei is a humble dish perfected over decades in unglamorous shops. The xiaolong bao, soup dumplings, reach their peak at places that may have a Michelin mention but still feel like canteens. The night markets, Shilin, Rauha, Ningxia in Taipei, and the ones in every other city, aren't tourist attractions bolted onto the food culture. They are the food culture where locals actually eat, where the standard is set. Treating them as a colorful evening activity rather than the main event is the food mistake that costs visitors the most. You don't graduate from the night market to real restaurants in Taiwan. The night market is as real as it gets. The second major mistake is treating Taipei as the destination and the rest of the island as optional. Taipei is excellent, and most visitors are right to base themselves there for part of the trip. But Taiwan is an island of genuine geographic drama, and the gap between Taipei and the rest of it is one of the widest of any country relative to how easy it is to cross. The high-speed rail runs down the populous west coast and turns the entire side of the island into a series of easy day trips and short hops. And the east coast, Hualien Taitung, the Taroko Gorge, is one of the most spectacular landscapes in Asia and a completely different experience from the dense urban west. Taroko Gorge alone justifies leaving the capital, a marble canyon with a river running through it and roads and trails cut into sheer cliff faces. The kind of landscape that would be a national headline attraction in most countries and is, in Taiwan, simply one of several things you could do. The mountains in the center of the island rise to nearly 4,000 meters. There are hot springs, indigenous communities with cultures entirely distinct from Han Chinese Taiwan, tea plantations in the misted highlands around Alishan, and a slow rural Taiwan along the east coast that feels like a different decade. The visitor who spends 5 days in Taipei and flies home has seen a great city and missed the island it sits on. The third mistake is underestimating how much the language and the logistics will not be a problem, and over-preparing for difficulty that doesn't exist. This is a strange mistake to flag, but it's real. People brace for Taiwan the way they'd brace for a hard-to-navigate destination, and the bracing gets in the way. They assume a language barrier that, in practice, is remarkably gentle. English signage is widespread, the metro systems are fully bilingual and as easy to use as any in the world, and the Easy Card transit card works across transport, convenience stores, and countless small purchases with a simplicity that puts many Western cities to shame. The convenience store culture, 7-Eleven and Family Mart on seemingly every corner, handles an astonishing range of daily needs, from bill payment to shipping luggage ahead to genuinely decent food. The mistake here is one of posture. Visitors who approach Taiwan as a difficult, exotic challenge to be managed miss that it's one of the most frictionless places to travel anywhere and that the friction they're prepared for doesn't materialize. The energy spent bracing is energy not spent enjoying. Taiwan makes it easy on purpose. The right response is to accept the ease and use the freedom it creates to go further, eat more adventurously, and talk to more people than you would somewhere that fought you at every step. The fourth mistake is timing, and it's the one that can genuinely damage a trip. Taiwan is subtropical, and its weather has two features that catch people out. The first is the heat and humidity of summer, June through August, which is genuinely intense, sticky, draining, the kind of weather that reorganizes your day around air conditioning and makes the mountain regions a relief rather than a luxury. The second and more serious is typhoon season, which overlaps with summer and into autumn. A typhoon hitting during your visit isn't a minor inconvenience. It can shut down transport, close the gorges and mountain roads, and confine you indoors for a day or more. It's not a reason to avoid those months entirely, but it is a reason to build in flexibility and to watch forecasts in a way you wouldn't for a temperate destination. The sweet spots are autumn, roughly October and November, and spring, March through May, milder temperatures, lower humidity, and a smaller chance of the weather rewriting your plans. Winter is mild in the south and cooler and wetter in the north, perfectly viable but with a damp gray Taipei that surprises people expecting tropical warmth across the whole island year-round. The last mistake is the quiet one underneath all the others, assuming that because nobody talks about Taiwan, there's a reason nobody talks about it. There isn't. Taiwan's invisibility is an accident of geography and politics, not a reflection of what it offers. It's overshadowed by Japan, complicated to categorize, and absent from the standard Asia itineraries that funnel people toward Thailand, Vietnam, and Japan. None of that is about the quality of the place. The travelers who go almost universally come back as evangelists, slightly indignant that they'd never been told, describing a country that gave them more warmth, better food, and easier travel than destinations with 10 times the reputation. The whole mistake, start to finish, is one of expectation. Expecting a lesser Japan and finding something warmer and wilder. Expecting difficulty and finding ease. Expecting a city and finding an island. Expecting, on some level, that the lack of hype means a lack of substance. And discovering that Taiwan is simply one of Asia's best-kept secrets, kept secret for no good reason at all. Go before everyone else figures that out. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, smash that like button and subscribe to When to Travel. We're all about helping you make smarter travel decisions. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And hey, if you think your friends need this, share it. Comment below with your next destination or your biggest travel question. I'm reading all of them. Let's go.